Welcome back. We're on episode 2 of the ISBC podcast. In episode 1, we spoke a little bit about who ISBC is, what the awards are. We talked about the different awards that people can apply for and how everybody can get involved. You can go and find all of our podcasts on our website, isbc.co. Sign up. It's completely free and you have access to everything.
Pretty good deal if you ask me.
It is. I'm Annwen Burrows.
I'm Phil Vinciullo.
And today we're going to be talking about our final parent category that we didn't talk about in episode 1, which is people's choice.
Yeah, and obviously with people's choice, there's a bit to get through.
Yeah.
And obviously we want to establish it. And
we're going to unpack it today.
Yes, great word, unpack it. Let's go.
So the big thing about people's choice is that unlike a panel of judges or, people in industry judging your work, this is peer-to-peer review.
Absolutely. And it's also an opportunity to get your whole college campus community involved.
That's exactly right.
So, and that's pretty special because if you think about it, that's a rallying of the troops.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, family and friends as well.
Right?
Let's not underestimate. I mean, you're Italian. You've got a massive family. So I imagine any Italians out there will do quite well.
Yes. So I'm expecting the Italian universities and colleges to be cranking it.
They're going to come first in everything, aren't they? But it is an opportunity for you to really get your campuses involved and be a part of the process.
But I think the biggest thing is community spirit.
Yeah.
You get buy-in. You'll be able to celebrate the objectives of your particular college radio station or individually and put your college
on the map.
Yeah, radio station on the map, literally.
On the global map. Now, there are 4 different categories in our People's Choice. We have Station of the Year. Do you want to talk a little bit about that one?
Yes. So I think obviously separating itself from the actual Station of the Year by the judges' perspective.
Yep.
This is more about getting the community to check out, the what you submit from a Station of the Year perspective. There's a list of criteria that you'll go through, and obviously through our website and socials, we'll be putting it out there, and it's an opportunity for the community to get behind it. Now, the misconception is, just our college, just our our university environment, family and friends. It goes a little bit deeper than that because the way we're going to present it on isbc.co is it's an opportunity for anyone to go tap in and have a listen. And I would like to think there's a little bit of also credibility behind it in the sense that students from around the globe can tune in and identify what some great content is and vote for it.
Yeah, it is. It is a true example of global broadcasting when someone in, the UK is clicking in and having a listen to a Greek student radio station. I mean...
But going a step further than that, I think it's also great for how a lot of the college radio stations are now transitioning to online stations.
Yes.
Obviously it helps. So, if we look at the US at the moment, we're seeing this transition of a lot of colleges, to reduce costs, less stress with FCC requirements. They are now transitioning to online radio stations, which gives them that creative autonomy that they once had many, many, many moons ago. Yeah. What we've got now is an opportunity to showcase that innovation and creativity with an online environment that allows everybody to tap in, tune in.
And my God, who isn't streaming everything these days?
Right? Like I've heard some magnificent stuff from colleges around the world at the moment. Whether you're the fly in the UK or, tuning into I could go through a list of US college radio stations.
Yeah.
And obviously here at home, we hear a lot of great stuff coming through. We're pretty proud of Boom Radio.
Yep.
So there's definitely the objective is to expose yourself and introduce yourself on a global scale.
Let's talk about content creator. So People's Choice content creator. We've got some phenomenal content creators, not just in Australia, but in Perth. But obviously very global. There are people around the world who are out there with their, 6 million followers on whatever platform they happen to be on. And this is where we are celebrating those people.
Yeah. And why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the future, really.
It's huge.
It's a big part of the media landscape now,
Yep.
and it needs to be represented.
Now, one thing that I do want to make very clear about this particular category is that it is not about content that you are creating for your station. So as a content creator, you can be creating any kind of content on your own personal platform and you can be a part of this award.
But in saying that, if you've created some magnificent content
Totally.
from a college radio station environment,
Yeah.
or even your college television environment, whatever you've created,
Yeah.
can be used.
Yep. People's Choice Talent. Now, this is probably more specific to radio, but it is all about celebrating the person who is just absolutely killing it in the announcing arena.
Right, and obviously being celebrated by basically by the People's Choice vote.
Yes, that's right. And our last one is People's Choice Podcast. Now, again, could it get any more global than that? Podcasts are universal by design, which makes it so much better for, everybody to get involved.
And I think we're excited by this because we're hoping by giving some direct exposure and spotlight onto this in a championship platform environment, we're hoping that a few of our podcast studio friends from around the world are maybe identifying the next best thing.
That's exactly right, which will also be, part of the judging process too. We're going to get some really top podcasting execs, people from around the world, to be a part of the process.
Absolutely. With the podcast parent category,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Now, it's really important to say that you and I are not a part of the judging process in any facet of ISBC, but there are a couple of benchmarks that we think it's important that people kind of strive for when they're putting forward their content.
Well, I guess it's a case of if we were involved,
Yeah.
this is probably what we would be looking for.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So I guess you could say this is some advice.
Yeah. Always on hand for the advice. Now, innovation, when I say that, I mean experimentation. I think don't be afraid to push the boundaries. Don't be afraid to try things that you maybe haven't tried before or you find a bit scary or daunting, and just see what comes out of that.
And the best thing about innovation is you separate yourself.
Yes.
And look, the reality is, whether it's in a national market, an international market, for you to achieve personal brand development and the opportunity to grow and get the outcomes you want professionally,
Yep.
especially as you're trying to establish a career, you need to separate yourself.
And as Phil loves to say, every day, what are you going to be famous for?
100%.
Now, the next one that I would mention is collaboration. So, working with the people around you, working with the talent within your station to give you the best possible outcome.
And that's important.
Yeah.
We've always said that we believe radio broadcasting in particular is a team sport.
It is.
And the misconception is the people you hear behind the mic, it's all them.
Yeah.
Well, no great podcast, no great radio broadcasting environment, no great show, no great digital. I could go through the list. It's a team sport.
Absolutely it is.
And if you focus on a team outcome, you normally get great content.
Yeah. Now, in terms of People's Choice, we have already said it is peer-to-peer review. This is not going in front of a judging panel. So it is extremely important that you rally community spirit.
That's right. Basically, it's about the community tapping into ISBC.co and being part of the voting process. But it's got nothing to do with actual judges.
No.
And also, you want to reach out to other international student bodies and really try to drum up support.
Yeah. Now, it might be through socials. It might be through putting posters around your campus. So many different ways that you can get the community involved.
Yeah, maybe even a podcast on the podcast.
Exactly right. Look, most important of all, we're about fun.
What creative environment can possibly create magic without fun?
Yeah.
Our number one focus when it comes to our students is if the hallways aren't fun, the station ain't fun. And if the station ain't fun, well, to be frank, the content's shit.
Okay, Phil, we've talked plenty about the People's Choice Awards, the different categories and how people can go about it, but we need to talk about how people apply.
Right. Tell them.
Okay, I will. Head to isbc.co, sign up. It is completely free. Doesn't cost you anything to sign up as a member of ISBC, but it is going to give you access to all of the extra resources that will help you along the journey. Also, if you head to our socials, not only can you join the global conversation with other students, but also we'll give plenty of tips and tricks along the way and more information that you might need.
And that's what this podcast is about. Like, we're going to be helping you each step of the way along the journey.
Yeah.
And we've always said, if you would like to reach out to us on LinkedIn, we're big fans of the LinkedIn process. So we think it's a great networking tool, and we're here for all students. So reach out into our personal handles. You can find me at LinkedIn on Phil Vinciullo.
And you'll find Annwen Burrows also on LinkedIn. But if you want to find ISBC on our socials, ISBC Championship, that's how you'll find us. Next episode, we're going to be drilling down to audio. We're going to be talking about all things demo, all things air check, all things audio.
Exciting times ahead.